Hey there, everybody. Misha here, and we are on day 28. But really, this is the type of Let's Play where you can just join at any moment. It's a slow and steady, cozy Let's Play. It's a perfect turtle Let's Play, in my opinion. We can't catch turtles in this game, at least I'm pretty sure. Dredge developers, if you ever watch something like this, if for some reason you're in a poor enough state to be wondering what your gamers are doing, you watch my video on YouTube, wherever, X or Rumble, wherever this is, Substack, please add turtles, but not for the ability to sell them to the fishmonger here. I don't want any turtles being used for turtle soup. Just being able to get pet turtles would be awesome. Maybe that's a functionality in some of the DLC, because the complete edition does include the DLC, so maybe that's something that comes later. Who knows? Anyway, though, we just got finished with day 27. Let's just get into it, actually. I wanted to do we have any research? We have research parts here. I want to save up the research parts for now, so I'm going to move the research parts to storage. How much money do I have? I don't have as much money now because I bought like an engine and some other stuff before. So I thought I had a lot more money, but I had a period where I wasn't really fishing that much, really. I was exploring a lot more. So why don't we make today this more of a fishing game, shall we? We should figure out like what we can catch, what we can't catch. So where are we? Here we are. We're in Greater Morrow, Little Morrow here. And if you were following us last time, what we did in the previous episode, you find out on X, Rumble, Substack, YouTube. Go over to Steel Point here. So we went over essentially from, I think we went here, but we went to, no, we were here. We went to Steel Point, saw a couple fishes along the way. We dropped off the builder. He told us, like, come back later. I'm going to take that as, like, I think if we would come back now, we could find stuff, but I'm not going to rush. I'll circle back to Steel Point. Where do we want to go here? We have a lot of the place to do. We could go try and just go towards the Stellar Basin. We haven't gone before. So if what we do is we go around this way, I think we can do a straight shot right through there. I think we can do that. Let's see. I said I want to do a day of like, oh, we're gonna focus on fishing. Nope, we are gonna go try and explore even more. Let's see. I think what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to just go. I'm off on navigation. Okay, I think if I literally just go straight, I will make it there. I'll just go straight for a while then. Doesn't this game have such a beautiful look? There's a reason why, even though this game, if we're just being honest, in many ways is an elevated form of fetch quests. Because that's what a lot of these are. I don't say I necessarily negative way against anything. They're really well done fetch quests, but it's essentially kind of like, it reminds me of like a mix of like some life simulators, some exploration, some farming, and there's a lot of things I like in this game, and it reminds me of a lot of different cozy games. So I like the game, but essentially it is elevated fetch quests, but it feels natural, and that's kind of honestly what fishing is like in some ways. Now, just like real fishing, no, you should try and experience real nature and whatnot. But in terms of a game that kind of gives you the feeling of, I'll call it tranquility and exploration, but with the Lovecraftian, both psychological as well as in some ways body horror that you encounter in this game. And I define body horror as not just like things that aren't human. We're encountering grotesque fish. That's Lovecraftian, but that's also body horror in a way. In many ways, like animal body horror is still body horror, right? Because if you think of something like The Fly, you think of movies similar to that. That is, that's essentially that body horror. So I think that is a message in a bottle, if I remember right. I've found a few of these already. They're pretty cool. They tell like a story. Some of them I think are connected, some of them aren't. Let's see what we can find. This doesn't use time to collect the item. Let's see. Added to cabin. Can I read that? How do I read what I just got? Is there anything over this way? I'm gonna feel really uneasy if there's nothing here. You know, it's like went all the way here. You know, this place seems so sketch. I need to plan my route back out of here. What's here? Maybe I don't. Okay, there's a, what the hell is that? Jesus Christ. What? What the hell happened? I died. Well, okay then. That is quite the way to end the episode then. Wow. Okay. So be careful going there. Maybe check with the... You know, that's the first time in this game I've been kind of actually genuinely a little bit scared, like in surprise scared. I thought there was something off about that area, okay? I thought there was something off about it, and I'm like, you know, I want to try and get back before it gets dark, and it wasn't dark yet, that's the thing. And it seemed eerie and stuff, and I thought it was actually safe, because you know that thing that I saw? The black mark thing that I was going towards? That was I think that was a floating dock. So I'm going to probably go back towards that area in the next one of these that we do, just to see whether or not it is. I think it's a floating dock, which is something where we can, you know, do transactions, like if there's a fishmonger there, do ship upgrades and whatnot. And as long as there's a dock there that I can stay at, then I can sleep and be fine. And there's probably going to be someone there that's going to tell me a story about, oh, this area is like haunted by a, you know, giant sea creature, because that's what it was. So this is the first time actually in this game that I died. And I think actually one of the reasons why I do like playing sometimes with a screen recording on and with audio. I don't even know how many people are going to be watching or listening this deep into the game. But if you are, you know, thank you. But one of the reasons why I like doing it is it does hold me accountable, and it does make me a little bit more willing to kind of do some cool stuff, I guess, for the stream. It's not really a stream, it's recording. But, or replay. But it does encourage me to kind of like go far, because I don't know if I would have gone necessarily right to that basin if it wasn't for, you know, a viewer like you. I'm glad that I went. Anyway, we're going to end it here. There'll be the next episode, which will be essentially a repeat of day 28 here, because we had the reload from the last stage complete. Anyway, though, my name is Misha, Turtle Island. We are out.